Dude, doesn't that rip?
You're an idiot.
No, you're an idiot.
Welcome back, you dumb bitches.
Yeah.
You're an Idiot podcast. It's me, Alex Dragovich, with my ugly co-host, Jeffrey Ass.
Two in a row calling me ugly? Rude.
Well, the people on the Tron got to hear it, and the normals got to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what,
true.
guys? If you subscribe, you'll hear the worst shit.
Yeah,
we
make
said.
sure to subscribe to the Patreon. We got great episodes.
Yes.
Just a little thing.
And we are joined by one of the fucking funniest people I know.
old
He's
pal.
absolutely
Shucks.
amazing. Give it
Chicago
up,
legend.
Matty Ryan.
Hey,
everybody.
thanks for
Matty
having me,
Ryan,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks for having
Some
me.
of the best hair in show business.
I mean, you know what I mean? I'm trying to keep it
it
nice.
really
you know what I mean?
is.
Trying to keep it flowing.
It's amazing.
Yeah, how long you been growing it for now?
It was a pandemic thing. I mean, it was always like kind of shaggy, you
Yeah.
know, and then I would cut it before it could like get too long, and then during the pandemic, I just let it rip.
It's good.
I've had it cut once, but
Some people do
Yeah,
that
but-
and it's not great, but you pull it
Thanks,
off. It's a
man.
cowardly lion and look.
Totally.
It's great. I love it.
it is getting
Yeah.
a little long. I think I'm gonna take a couple inches off soon because it's getting out of control.
How do you manage, like, so your hair, when you have curly hair, like, could you ever fro it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I don't know if it would stay up like that, but like, if it would definitely poof out like crazy.
You
for
could
sure.
get the little Jufro going.
Maybe. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
I don't know if the curls are quite like coily
Right.
enough.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. You could sell your hair for those little Hasidic curls
I could.
that
yeah,
they
yeah,
wear.
yeah.
Yeah, you could make some money.
Ginger style.
Yeah, ginger style.
Hot
You wanna,
commodity.
They never accessorize their curls, different colors. That'd be fun.
Yeah, you walk around Brooklyn like, what's up, bro?
You
don't
got
know if
some
I've ever
Matty?
seen-
You got some Matty?
I don't know if I've ever seen these color curls.
No, they're
Hasidic
all.
color.
That's what I'm saying. They're
Do you think
always,
they just kill the redheads at birth?
yeah.
They have to.
They don't. They don't
no
let
way,
them
dude.
live.
Yeah.
Why are they always the same color?
Has anyone ever?
This is
Yeah.
that's for a different podcast.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
this is not for us.
Has anyone
Decide.
ever wondered if you were Jewish? Probably not, right?
I don't think so.
You don't
No.
have those guys coming up to you in New York?
No.
Because they
Or,
come up
like-
to me all
actually,
the time.
sometimes. One time when I first moved here, they were like, when they're like trying to pass out the Torah or something,
Yeah,
like, are
yeah.
you Jewish? I go, no, but thank you.
That's so polite.
I was like, oh my god.
That's so polite. Yeah, they always come up to me. Drago, I bet you get it. You
No.
got really?
Am I Jewish?
They don't. The New York guys, they come to you like, "Are you Jewish?"
Oh, no, not really.
no,
No.
Oh.
you kind of look like you're too tall, and you look like a.
You look like
yeah,
a hunter. You look like a hunter
Like I'm
of
hunting
Jews.
them.
Looks
Yeah,
like a guard. Yeah,
yeah.
Also, I don't know if you just missed Jeff doing Jew voice again.
It's not Jew voice.
Jeff, you
It's
just
just
did.
a young-
I ain't Jewish.
It's a young nerdy kid talking.
That's Jeff's
Who just
voice.
Who is
happens to be Jewish.
Who is Jewish?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
the voice of a Jewish person. It's not
Yeah.
Jew voice.
Okay.
It's a nerdy high school kid. It's like the pimply faced kid in The Simpsons. Hey,
like, hey.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
okay.
same voice.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
don't try to cancel me. I'll come down on you like a hammer.
I do want to bring this up. I heard you had a bit of a health scare over the week.
I did
Really?
last week, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
It's
wanted to
this,
say
Is
this.
this funny or sad?
Sure. No, it's not sad. I was like,
Okay.
I've got 6 weeks.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, I got this thing called rhabdo, which is short for rhabdomyolysis. It happens when you tear a muscle and it leaks like blood and toxins into your system
Oh, what?
at like a crazy rate. And if you don't get it treated right away, you go into renal failure, and then you could do like a coma or death.
Jesus.
Or you could do, or it could be like permanent kidney damage. Where you have to do
What
like dialysis.
muscle did you tear?
I tore like my triceps. Okay, so here's what happened. I do not work out.
Okay.
And well, I try to about once a year. You know what I mean? I try to like, you know.
January.
Here's the fucked up part. Here's where it gets truly embarrassing. I did the same exact thing last January, and it's super
Oh,
rare.
It's when
yeah,
you
that's
try
right,
to.
very
yeah.
rare. I
What-
tore a hip flexor muscle doing this like at home workout.
Well, you
with
had
Alex.
rhabdo last year
Yes,
too.
at like January 16th. After not drinking for 2 weeks and doing like an at-home workout, I was in the ER. I was like, I should have just kept drinking.
What does it feel like? It feels like.
I mean, it feels like your muscles are torn, so you feel that, but like
Right.
I've never let it get to the point of like, like feeling weird, like body style. You know what I mean? Where like, so the warning signs is your piss is like tea. It's like brown. Like
Whoa.
so the first time it happened, I went to urgent care and gave him a urine sample, and it looked like. Dude, it looked like Coca-Cola. It was gnarly. Yeah, it was
Jesus
fucked up.
Christ.
It was super fucked.
What exercise did you do to injure yourself?
The last time I was doing, it was like me and Alex were at home with like weights like this, doing like a YouTube workout with like this girl in like booty shorts, doing like leg dips on the thing, and I
Oh
tore my
my
like hip
God.
flexor.
And it's one of those things too where it's like it's so hard when you don't work out for a while, then you get back. It's hard to ease into working.
Well, I was like,
out.
let's go, dude. Let's push my body. Let's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
grind. And then
Yeah.
I'm hospitalized. Yeah.
How Isn't it so? Doesn't it sound so scary when a doctor, in a very chill way, says, "Oh yeah, by the way, if you don't stay here, if we don't treat you, you could die." Like it's
Dude,
like,
when I went
how'd
to,
they say it?
when I
Yeah.
last year when I went to urgent care, they're like, we're gonna get this checked out. They're like, it's probably not rhabdo. It's pretty rare. So we'll see what this is. We'll do a urine sample. And they did a urine sample, and he comes in and goes, you have to go to the ER immediately.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, that's not what you want.
Jesus.
For sure.
What do they do? Is like antibiotics or what?
No,
do
they
do?
just they hook you up to like a IV, and they just put like they just flush your system with saline, just like
Jesus.
nonstop.
So it's like, is it like it's like going towards your kidneys or what? Or
yeah,
your
so
liver?
like basically for sure, and then like it will fuck your kidneys and liver, and it will shut your kidneys down.
Jesus. Can you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
see its progress on your skin?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
so from what Alex's girlfriend told me, that like you wanted to leave. This was a couple of nights ago. You wanted to leave
Yeah.
the AR. They were like, you have to stay overnight. You're like, I don't really want to. And then they hit you with the like, no, you kind of.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, let's fucking stick around, maybe.
It's sometimes the ways like doctors will just kind of tell you straight up, like you have 4 months. They don't. It's like to them, it's like you're just like patient number 8.
right.
So they just kind of hit you with like the. I don't know.
Have they ever hit you with that? Have you ever been near death?
Actually, what was interesting is when I had chest pain last year from the vaccine. Which,
Oh my God, this is a whole
Oh,
thing.
here we go.
It's a whole thing.
actually,
Ask
I told her I had
Matty.
chest pain for a month. The doctor was like, which might have been worse. She goes, "Oh my God, that's so scary."
The doctor said that?
Yeah, dude.
OMG, scary.
She goes, "That's so scary," and I was like, "I don't want you to be scared right now."
This is
Yeah,
the worst
yeah.
thing I've ever seen.
I was
Yeah.
like, I go,
Yeah.
yeah, you can't.
You be cool. I am scared.
yeah. You should be like very like, oh yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
And you're already a ball of anxiety, so she just pushed you off the edge.
I know, dude.
Oh,
You actually
God.
didn't you wasn't your jizz discolored a couple years ago?
I had blood in my jizz.
Oh, sure.
I did
What-
twice.
Was it like blood spots or was it like a pink cum?
It was blood spots.
Yeah.
I came onto my pillow, as listeners know I'm wont to do, and there were just a few little drips of blood on the pillow. I had to get a new one.
Was it
unfortunately.
like cum and then blood, or was there like it was
It was
all
mixed
together?
in, but definitely not all the. It was definitely separate.
We were-
separate.
we
It
were-
was like
yeah.
beating up your nuts or what happened?
It's
What was
a
the
thing.
reason?
I can't remember what it's called. Like hema. I can't remember what it's called. It's not actually that big of a deal.
Okay,
That's
It
what
nice.
happened to me twice.
Nice.
He said he's like you're like the doctor says it's
I
normal.
looked it up. Well, I didn't
would
even
be-
go to
dude,
the doctor.
Dude,
The
blood.
doctor actually said I'm coming so hard that I'm bleeding.
Yeah, sorry you guys don't masturbate hard enough. Sorry.
I really was like, I would see if there was blood in my cum, I would go to a doc. I'd see multiple
I
doctors.
beat it
probably.
up. Sorry, I get into that pillow.
So you weren't nervous at all after you read online
that
that, it
actually
was fine.
did not bother me at all.
I would spend a couple days looking at all this stuff. Dude, that's how I found out about rhabdo last year. I had these torn muscles for like a couple days, and then my piss was all weird, and I was like,
The piss, dude, I would.
so
be,
that's so I went online and down a rabbit hole. I was like torn muscle plus like discolored urine, like because I was like, is that blood? Like I couldn't. It was like
Did it
and then-
smell?
no.
Oh.
And
weird.
then I found that thing, and it was like it's pretty rare, but if you don't get this treated like in 100% of the times you have to get it treated. And like last year, the doctor came in. He's like, yeah, we did the urine test, but we'll do a blood test too and check it out. He's like, it's probably not rhabdo. It's pretty rare. And he comes back in like an hour later. He goes, so it is rhabdo, and your numbers are impressive. And I go, what does that mean? He goes, see this number right here? He goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah. He's like, if that number is at 1,000, that means you have rhabdo. He goes, your number is 100,000.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
God.
all right, gotcha. Thank
Oh,
you.
no.
Fitness.
yo.
Congratulations.
And he was like, "What were you doing?" I was like, "No, dude, like a Bodies by Angela. I don't know. It was like some 22-year-old chick in like pink shorts. Like I wasn't like flipping tires, and I wasn't like CrossFit. I guess that's the thing in CrossFit. People do it a
Yeah.
lot. And they,
Oh,
like, They like
really?
strive for it. 'cause
They,
it's
they,
like,
they put you on the wall for having the highest rhabdo score.
he died, dude. That
He
guy
did the
rules.
Blazing Challenge at St. Ben's.
Does it make now it must? There's something in the back of your mind now. Now every time you work out, you're probably like, "Fuck, how hard can I put?" Like, does that right? Does that make you a little
Yeah,
like, weary?
for sure.
Do you have to like stretch? Is that what they say to do?
I mean, yeah, I probably didn't stretch right.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's probably
I mean,
safe
I
to
never
say.
stretch for working out. I don't have much muscle to tear, I think, so it's fine.
You'd be
Really?
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tear those little guys.
I might. Okay.
You got it. Yeah, easing into it is always.
Well,
is always the
not only
key.
that, but like lifting stuff. Like I've never like, ooh, this is too heavy. I'm like, if I can get it up, I'm like, I'll help you move this. But
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
like, am I gonna get rammed up? You know?
Yeah, everything.
I'll still help you guys.
Are
lift
you
stuff.
like? Is it like a proclivity you have towards rhabdo?
They
Like now,
said-
if you tear, you're always gonna get
so
it.
that they said last year once you get it, you're like more prone to it. But like, I don't know. you never get something a second time without getting it a first time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was also different muscles that happened. This
Really?
time, you know
Maybe
what I mean?
you just
Like,
have the juice in you or something.
I hope not. But yeah, we're gonna do a sober January. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Talk
I'm
about
doing
toxins.
a sober January right
Nice.
now. Yeah, it's fun. Are you sober all January?
Yeah,
No, it feels pretty good.
it does. It's nice.
Is it a little easier to stay off the booze after having like a hospital visit? Like
1,000% for sure. It really has been like, hey, you're not 19 anymore. Like you gotta fucking chill and be healthy. And I was like, oh yeah. Okay.
I remember
like, medically, I need to do this.
I
This is
remember
for my-
we had a talk once at Laugh Factory how we were talking about like how much we were drinking lately, and you were like, yeah, like to me, not drinking is 3 beers.
You want to have a couple pops? You're like, yeah, it's nothing. Dude.
Yeah, I'm not drinking.
Especially in Chicago, that's just like water.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
The old Chicago scene that you were part of that I kind of became part of, you guys drank.
That was gnarly.
I mean, we
Yeah,
still
yeah.
drank,
Yeah.
but you guys really went after
It was like the older guys that I came into that scene too, and it was like everybody was like trying to out scumbag each other. It was
Yeah.
real weird. It was
That's
like the
a-
older
yeah.
dudes.
There was an era where like it was cool to be a scumbag.
It's actually
Yeah.
something I kind of want to get the
I
listeners.
was like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
Is this what we have to
Yeah.
do?
I kind of want to paint the picture actually for our listeners who are pretty like into comedy. I'd say like now we have this time of like super like Instagram Reels, algorithm, TikTok. It's so like everything's so like online, and so like everyone's about like that's pretty much all it is now. It's online shit. I think of like your perspective on what it meant to like climb in comedy in Chicago in like 2010. Like how can you like shed any light on how crazy different that was, like, and what
Yeah,
it,
it was
what
like-
it meant to be a good comedian in like 2010.
There was
2011.
like, I mean, there was Zanies. I mean, I don't know if this is probably still in 2010. It was Zanies. There was no Laugh Factory yet, I don't think.
Yeah,
Comedy Bar was maybe still Red Bar.
Oh yeah, it was called Red Bar before.
Or maybe it was
right.
already Comedy Bar. I don't know.
right.
And then the only real show, there was Chuck,
Chicago Comedy Underground.
Yeah.
Chicago Underground Comedy.
Lodge. And then when I started in like, right when I started this, they started CYSK.
Yeah,
Or they, you know,
Comedians
they,
you should know.
they started
Yeah.
right before I started. So that was like the Wednesday night show we would always go to. And that was at Fizz
Yeah.
on Belmont.
Oh,
or no,
yeah.
on
Yeah.
Lincoln.
So
just
there
north
was
of
not
Belmont.
nearly as much comedy as there is now.
No. I mean, like I would say like conservatively the scene is minimum 10 times bigger.
Wow.
Like both in
Yeah.
numbers of comics. I mean, it felt like there was maybe 50 comics tops.
And now there's
Yeah.
500. I'd say.
Easily.
Yeah,
And
I
like-
would. Yeah.
and 20 mics a night.
Is that all
and,
because
like,
social media? Do we think?
I mean, also during that time, Chicago really got a name for itself because a lot of the people that left before I started were like, you know, like Kumail, Kinane,
Pete
Pete
Holmes,
Holmes,
Hannibal,
Best
yeah.
Stelling,
TJ
Hannibal.
Miller.
Yeah.
Oh,
So like
right.
they all left, and then everyone was like, "What the fuck's going on in Chicago?" And then they're doing podcasts, and people are like, "If you're trying to do comedy, move to Chicago." And then so I think
is that how
like,
it started?
I
First,
think for
it had
sure.
a wave of like stars that
I think
brought
so.
everyone up. Right,
and then that's
right.
what also turned the industry. Turned their heads to Chicago a little bit too.
And
Then
they're
Laugh
filming
Factory
all that
opened.
shit there now
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember being at an open mic and talking with like 8 other comics and being like, so we all just kind of listened to like Pete Holmes' podcast and came here, right? Like it was like it was pretty like, but it also what's interesting now is like it just seems like someone can be doing stand up for 9 months, have a clip look immaculate, and then be essentially like a working comedian. Whereas like
Yeah.
it seemed like the rite of passage, like what did it mean for you to be to know, oh, I'm getting better at this, what like who had to see you do well and stuff like that, like I'm moving.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
what was it in like 2010 to 2011 to be like, I'm moving up, like I'm actually
If you were
doing
getting
this.
spots at Zanies besides just the occasional Monday night Rising Star showcase
Yeah.
with Bert Haas, and then I feel like if you were regularly doing Comedians You Should Know, Chuck,
Yeah,
I mean, if you were, I don't know if like being a cast member at Lodge then was like definitely a bigger deal because you got like
Yeah.
tons of stage time and stuff.
Right.
But I don't know if that necessarily. But if you were performing there a lot, I'm trying to think what else. And then if you were on the road, I mean, like when we were that age, like aside from like our local guy that was doing it, Mike Palisak was still like kind of based in
Yeah.
Chicago, but like got a Comedy Central half hour. I'm trying to think who else was around.
I remember like
Dwayne Kennedy he's been around
Oh
forever.
yeah,
He's like
right.
OG. but he
He's
had a-
so funny.
he's
it was just
So
crazy. Because I started in 2015, so even just then it was like if an open mic host like told me I was funny, I was like, Okay.
Oh my,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Dave
like-
Odd, actually. Do you remember Dave Odd
no,
with the Edge Comedy Club?
no, he has
That guy.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, it operated out of the Chicago Center for the Performing Arts, which is now like a mega church or something.
Of course, of course.
But he ran like it was like the Edge Comedy Club, but it was like, you know, there was different rooms there was probably like 8 different performance spaces in this place, and some of them were big theaters and some of them were just smaller rooms, and there was a mic there every week, and then there was a bunch of other just random showcases he would do.
Yeah.
And like I remember he would try to make you bring people, but like if you didn't, he didn't do anything. So he would try to do
he'd be
bringers.
like, it's a bringer, but it doesn't
Then
count.
I brought
Yeah.
0 people. And
Yeah.
he's like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a guy that like, because when you're first starting out, you're like, and everybody is a superstar, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of gone now.
It's
The
literally
think so.
gatekeeper's kind of over, which is good and bad. I don't know how I feel about it really.
For sure.
But
yeah. What quality control means. I think it's 2 different
there's
things.
no quality control anymore. You can go viral with a clip where literally no one's laughing, and then you're headlining a comedy club a month later.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
It
a
makes
straight
no
to
sense.
consumer thing now.
Yeah,
where
it's
like
straight-
you used to have to like be able to climb the ladder in order to get a platform for people to see you. Now it's
Right.
like you don't need any of that. You
Yeah.
just like
It is, yeah. It's almost in reverse, where it was like it used to be 10 years to be like an overnight success, and now it's like you're an overnight success in literally like 6 months.
There's people
sometimes.
headlining clubs who they're headlining a club. It's the first time they've ever done a 40-minute set.
Totally,
And they're
but
headlining.
I've heard of
what,
that.
But what about? I mean, like you know, I'm sure some people will make it work. But
No, I'm
I
sure,
Think, But
yeah.
then there's also some of these social media stars that will like sell out a comedy club or something. But like, I don't know how much longevity they have.
I think if it's bad, it won't.
You know
they
what I
won't come
mean?
back.
Like
People
if
are
you
like,
got
oh,
good,
this is bad.
if you were 2 years in and you were headlining clubs, do you think you would? I mean, you could either rise to the occasion, but I feel like there's too much of a lack of experience. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
I feel like I'm old man right now.
completely
No, dude,
agree.
It feels
People rise too quickly, and I think before there was a thing with gatekeepers being unfair and maybe towards women especially, but
For sure.
like they were kind of good too. It's good to get checked with your ego every once in a while,
Right.
and realize that going viral doesn't mean you're good.
But there was the also having that there's always like a club booker who you just don't feel like you can just get on the right side of sometimes, and to have that gone is also a good thing, I
right
think.
now, it's just like how many people can you get in seats now?
Yeah,
They're not
yeah.
booking people based on like talent. It's more like how many tickets can you sell?
Right.
When
What kind of
yeah.
following do they have?
Yeah.
when you open for some of these like for some of these like mega stars, the comedy show too is also not a real comedy show. It's just like it's like 150 200 people sometimes who have no idea. They just want to see this guy.
They just want to see the guy from their phone.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
just like, and they're not behaving like a comedy crowd at all.
They
They're
heckle.
completely. They're like, first off, as the opening act, they're like, what the fuck are you doing up here? You're not.
Yeah.
They're like, we're here to see the guy from our phone, not
Yeah,
Alex. Who
yeah.
the fuck are you?
It's yeah.
And then they heckle because they're usually big on from crowd work, so they think that's part of the show.
Have you been? I mean, you're on the road way more than me. Have you noticed that?
I've noticed people heckle more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I would say like 30-40% more than it used to be.
Man,
I think
that's
it's
a
also
lot.
because of like divided politically, but it is
For
a lot
sure.
of people like, or they try to be funny when you ask them questions. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was-
I actually don't
yeah.
mind a heckle. I hate when I ask a guy what he does and he's like, I'm a penis salesman. And I'm like, just tell me what you do, you fucking pig.
Dude, there's
Don't be funny.
There's a guy in Denver. His girlfriend was talking during the show, and I had to like kind of do like that thing where I was like, "Don't fucking talk." Da, da, da. And he came up to me after the show, and he goes, "Dude, I've seen like those clips online where like guys like shit on the audience or whatever." I thought that was so cool to see that live, and I was like, your girlfriend was being annoying.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I was.
And then in his head, he just caught a foul ball on camera.
Yes, I'm like you. You're thinking the exact opposite of what I'm
So
thinking right
So
now.
people are as dumb as
You
I
saw you
feared.
frustrated at the lowest point trying to do your job.
Yeah.
And you did it well, but you didn't enjoy it.
It was the worst part of the show to me.
Yeah.
And he was like, "That was very cool."
I was like, that was the best part of my night, dude. I'm so glad we
Yeah.
we gave you a hard
I
time
love when
like
you
that.
unwound up there. I love when you came
Yeah, he's like,
undone.
he's like, I've seen those online, dude. Like that's really, really cool. I did. I was like, that was the it's completely fucked.
People
God
that
damn
happened
it.
at Sesh this week, and a woman literally heckled every single comedian, would not shut up. And then afterwards, I heard her talking, and she's like, I did the same thing at the Cellar last weekend. They were way better at handling it.
Yeah, they threw me out immediately.
I'm sure they did too.
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
She was just like, these comics just couldn't deal with me, and I'm like, yeah, you were a bitch.
That's what I. How
You
many times have you
suck.
seen somebody who like refuses to take the L and is like, I'm gonna call the police? Like, even in Laugh Factory in Chicago, have you ever seen that?
Oh,
like somebody
yeah.
getting kicked out and they're like screaming, and then they start crying, and then it's like there's just security guards like boxing them out. Like, no, I'm going back in. It's like, you're not going back in, dude. Like,
Let me
Yeah.
back in the show. They're like,
Dude.
who was it that the gang members threatened to beat them up outside and they had to go out a back door?
no idea.
Wasn't it So Rob? I think it was So Rob.
really?
He
I
said
don't
some
know.
gang joke and like they were like they were like yelling at him from the balcony and he had to go out the back door.
Dude, that's the other thing.
like it
People,
was so wrong.
people don't go out. Like, how many times have you been at an alt show or a club show, and someone comes up to you afterwards like, "This is my first time seeing
Oh,
stand-up
all the
comedy."
time.
Every show.
Isn't that
basically.
so weird that we do
crazy.
an art form people can go their entire lives
Mhm.
never seeing? No 35-year-old's like, this is my first music concert.
Right.
They've been to 20 concerts.
Have you ever had an almost physical altercation after a show?
No,
Dude, wait.
Or during a show.
Wait a minute, dude. didn't you like this is actually an interesting story. Didn't you like stop a guy from like mugging somebody and then you had to fight the dude
Oh,
outside of
yeah.
Kohl's?
Yeah.
This was gnarly.
This was like right when COVID was starting. Like, it wasn't like shit wasn't shutting down yet.
yes.
'Cause everything in Chicago shut pretty fast, but it was like a couple weeks before. Like, I
This
remember
was
like
intense.
it
You
was in
ever hear the
America.
story?
It was
I
like in
haven't heard
Seattle.
this,
It was
no.
like people were talking about coronavirus. It was like, late February, early
Yeah.
March. And yeah, I was coming from I was going to Kohl's, and I was coming from I was at Comedy Bar, CYSK, and then I was getting to Kohl's around like midnight or something. And
Yeah.
like, and I was like, chill mood. I was getting there 12:30. I like smoked a little weed. I was like hanging out, and I'm driving south on Milwaukee looking for street parking,
Yeah.
and I see some guy just chasing this girl. And I'm like, well, that's not good. And then like where this happened, like he had a chase. The chase had to go past the front of Kohl's where there was like 40 people out smoking cigs. So I'm like, surely this won't make it through this throng of people in the sidewalk. And then so I just like I park, like a half a block past Kohl's. And I get out of my car, and as I get out of my car, he like catches her right next to my car and like puts her up against a wall. And I was like, whoa. And I had like this, it was wintertime, I had this giant puffy North Face on. I was like, hi. I was like, whoa, dude, yeah, come on.
None of that now.
and then this dude just like sticks me in the face, and we just started going at it. And
Whoa.
like it ended up like across the street. Dude,
The fight went across the street.
Yeah, like like we're like grappling, like it's in the middle of the street, then it's across the street and ends up in front of
No one's
like,
joining in to help.
No, finally, kind of, but like not really. It was a bunch of fucking nerds. I don't know. It was like a
Yeah.
It was, they ended up in front of Cafe Mustache. Like, people were having a
the, like,
unicycle
hipster, yeah.
contest. Yeah. So I was like, no one is ready to throw down.
Wasn't the guy like biting you because you had him
Dude,
down?
so
right?
yeah, so finally, like I get him down, and like he broke my nose. I had 2 black eyes. I had to go to I was
Whoa.
fucked up. I had to go to hand surgery. So I'm like holding him down, like the cops are on their way, and as I'm holding him, I have like my hand like on his face like this, and I'm looking over here, and he like goes like this and gets my finger in his mouth and bit it, and I couldn't get it out, and I was like trying to get it out, and he wouldn't let go, and I was like, let go, and then I was like, he's biting me, and he wouldn't and like he bit it to the bone on both sides, dude. Like I didn't have feeling in it for like 6 months.
Oh my god!
I had to go to, like, a
did you have
hand
to?
surgeon.
Did you have to pry his jaw open?
I thumbed his eye until he let it go finally. Yeah.
Yo. What did he know the woman? Was he trying to rob her?
I don't
or
know.
You don't.
I
You
don't
never
know.
found out.
I think he might have known her.
Man.
Like some like Bill Bullock knew, like, or maybe James Earl Folks. Somebody knew, like one of the bartenders, like one of the girls that I guess bartends at Kohl's Not on Wednesdays was
Yeah.
like privy to all this, and like she knew somebody that knew this guy, and like he had been arrested like 6 months prior for the same shit, like at North in Milwaukee, like not even a mile south.
Oh god.
Like,
Was he a big guy?
no, like my size. Yeah, maybe a little smaller.
Man, I would have got
Were,
wrecked.
were you when he just like stuck you right away? Were you like, was it kind of a shock? Like, damn, he's ready. He's
I was
ready
like,
to
and
rock.
we're on, dude. Like, it is here. This is not We're not breaking this up anymore. This is me and this guy.
Oh my
But
god!
it's so like you go by.
You're trying to do an open mic.
Yeah. I'm like, come on. Is that?
Cole's-
Whoa.
Everyone at that Cole's bar probably went to the women's march, but wouldn't help you like, get in this. Like,
Let that white man get beat up.
Yeah.
Well, at one point
Get
I was
it.
on top of him and he was like, I can't breathe. And some girl was like, get off him. He can't breathe. And I was like, and then somebody like pushed me off him. I'm like, no, this is a criminal. I'm not like doing anything. So then he gets up and starts like running away. And then the cops show up and grab him. I was like,
Oh wow!
sweet. Yeah, it worked out pretty good. And then they were like, do you want to press charges? I was like, is she pressing charges? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, then I'm good. And then I found out like a few days later that she dropped the charges because she did know him.
Oh damn! So nothing happened to him.
Nada.
What the
God, you
what
didn't
the
even
girl
get your
say? Did she say anything? Did she
I
say
went to the
thanks?
police station, tried to retroactively. I'm like,
You
to
can't
press
do it
assault charges, and they were
retroactively?
just like, "What are we doing?" Like they were like, "You can fill this out," and like whatever. I was like, "All right."
How can you not retroactively
They don't
press an
care.
assault charge?
They don't care.
Yeah.
They really
God,
don't care.
that's insane.
Whoa.
He was let out that night. He didn't even spend the whole night in jail. I think he was
after
let out like
beating,
4 in the morning,
like trying to beat the shit
like
out of
assaulting
you?
her and me. Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. So
Incredible.
obviously there was no like he had her full on pinned up against the wall.
Mhm, like against the wall.
He
and,
was
like,
gonna
and
kill her, maybe.
I don't know what was gonna happen, but I jumped in like immediately.
Yeah. And all the open micers are just in front of Cole's, just like smoking cigarettes. Like,
"Man,
that's pretty crazy, man.
That guy's
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
We should tweet
I
something.
can't believe that
That's-
no one jumped in.
I
dude.
couldn't.
There
either.
are- there are
That's a
some-
busy
there's-
time. Wednesday
Dude,
night,
at like
there's
12,
a ton of
12:30,
people on the
that's
There,
what
street.
there are
everybody
some
comes
guys who
into.
will jump. Like I just feel like there's,
What have you jumped in?
I think. I mean, if I saw him, I think I would. Have
I think
to.
I would have. I don't think I would have added much to the situation, but I would have tried.
I definitely think if I saw Matty fighting a guy, I would believe that Matty was like
Fighting
him
is
for
like
the, for
that's
the
being
right
generous.
reason.
It was mostly on the defense. I mean, I think I got a couple good guys in there, but mostly
You're mostly
Wow.
you're trying to pin him down to get him.
Fine, just for him to stop blasting me in the face.
He got you a few times.
Oh, big time, dude.
Oh.
My nose is broke.
well,
like
because-
bad.
because-
I had to go to the
But
mer-
that,
like
but
the
that's
doctor said,
the predicament you're in is I'm trying to disarm this guy and he's trying to fucking kill you.
yeah. I'm just trying to like have him not beat this woman or me.
What if
And
he
he's
killed
like,
you? Do you think he would have gone all the way?
I don't think so.
No, but he would have
No.
robbed you. And
I wouldn't have let it go all the way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna.
don't-
Yeah.
I
No,
ultimately subdued him and kept it
Yeah,
under
you
control,
won.
you
You
know what I
won.
mean?
You're
Yeah,
1-0.
no, I guess Jeff. What Jeff is saying is if he knocks you out, like is he gonna keep going? I think that's. What
Oh,
Jeff's-
I don't know. No, I think he would have knocked me out and then gone back after the girl.
Oh,
Right.
he was
That's-
that
yeah.
after
Yeah,
the
yeah,
girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wins.
I mean, in the
Wow.
middle of the like not even the middle of the night, like in a busy part of the night, you are just openly, violently chasing a woman down the street with hundreds of witnesses.
And no one does-
What kind of guy is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
He's not gonna stop.
No,
Yeah.
he's like, oh my god, was that bad?
And and that was he was already his adrenaline was already pumping from like attacking this woman.
Yeah.
You're just trying to be like, hey man, like,
Vodka
relax.
does that to me. Vodka does that to me. That's
Yeah,
what it's
yeah,
like.
and then he
Sorry.
just sticks. That is.
I think there might have been
Yikes.
drugs involved too, because he was fucking
Oh,
amped,
is he
dude.
on
Yeah,
PCP
so
or
No,
something?
not that crazy. I mean, he wasn't like a homeless dude. It was like, but maybe
Coked
some
out?
coke. Yeah,
They
Oh,
say that
really?
like sometimes like the police officers, the guys are hard to take down because they're so fucking coked out. Like they're so
Oh, I'm
like
sure. Yeah.
I've heard about that with like PCP and shit too. Where like
Yeah.
there's videos of people just tasing a guy in PCP and it's like on face.
just keeps running like a robot. Oh, that's crazy.
damn. That is.
Is that your only fight? Have you been in other fights in life?
Yeah, I mean,
You've been okay, we don't talk about all the fights.
There was
Seemed
one
like a
time
fighter.
after-
I grew up in Chicago.
Oh yeah, right.
After a during an open mic at Irish Eyes, there was a guy I was talking about being Serbian, and there was a like full on Croatian dude who was
my
like
God.
barely spoke Serbian, and he was like "fuck you," da, 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 like in Croatian, whatever. And he was with a couple guys,
Just like thick neck.
Just
They look
because you
like
said
a-
you were
just
Serbian.
like mean mug. He was like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna see you after." Da, da, da. And I just like so I get off stage. I was like, that, obviously it's like 20 open
at
mics
that
and these
terrible
guys,
open mic too.
and it was
with a
like,
bar that has carpet in it, and I'll never understand.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah.
worst choice.
And dude, like, you remember Scott Myers, like my
Yeah,
size,
yeah.
like
No.
a redhead dude, tall, beard.
Oh,
he would date, like,
yeah,
he dated, like
yeah,
Kendall
yeah.
Klitsky.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah.
He like put on like a freaking. He put on like this like kind of tough attitude. And just walks up to me. He goes, "Yo, I'm gonna get you," because these guys are staring me down.
They're outside the door waiting for you.
No, they're at the other end of the bar.
Oh,
just kind of
wow.
like, "Da-da-da," and Scott Myers he's like, "Walk with me, dude. We're gonna get out." And Scott Myers just fucking like darts at these guys, and like they just kind of like stayed there, walked out, and I just And I remember so he basically escorted me out of the bar, and I saw him a couple of days later. I was like, dude, that was so fucking cool. Like, you were fucking tough as hell. He goes, dude, I was scared as fuck. Like, those guys.
Some angry Croatian bros. That's scary.
It was, yeah.
That Balkan
They
energy.
walk with their hands like face forward. You know what I mean? Like they don't walk like that. It's like just like that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Dude, Lebo one time, I think he was in like Rockford or somewhere, maybe Wisconsin, doing one of those like one-nighter fucking roadhouse gigs.
Oh, yeah.
And he said something to, it was like a bunch of bikers in the crowd, and he said something to some guy's wife who like wouldn't shut up. And like the guy was like wanted to go after him, was waiting for him in the parking lot. And then some other benevolent biker had to escort him to his car with a gun.
Jesus, they're gonna get that into it.
I guess. I don't know. I think he
yeah.
might have called his wife a cunt, which like,
Yeah,
I mean,
that'll do it. That'll do
Midwestern,
it.
yeah,
It was probably Mustangs in Beloit, that biker bar.
I think it was.
I bet it was. Remember that show run by a guy named Crane's Butter?
Yeah, I never did any of his shows because every time he messaged me, it looked like a ransom note from someone who didn't speak English. It was like all lowercase, misspelled, no punctuation.
At like
I'm like
4 a.m., he'd be like, show, go, you want, do.
$45, 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even respond. I'm like, are you okay?
Yeah.
This is actually a good thing to talk. What's like the worst one of those Midwest road gigs you did? Because
great question.
we won't say the name of the company, but like there's a company, they'll give you like shows. They'll be like $75, Upper Peninsula, Michigan, no hotel. If you want to do this gig tomorrow, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm there, and I did it. But like,
I used to say, I couldn't.
I said yes to everything, but like they're always. I had to do one from UP. You had to go from Upper Peninsula to Western Wisconsin, a 9-hour drive. So then you got there and did the show immediately. You had to drive 9 or 10 hours. It was terrible.
I remember that run. I always said no to that one.
You told me, you put this, I tell people this all the time. You put this like perfectly, because I come back from one of the worst gigs. You told me it's at Laugh Factory.
This might be another Mike Leibovitz word of wisdom.
You basically, you told me it's like, these shows are not shows. It's just basically if someone says, hey, there's $300 6 hours away.
Yeah, that's what Lebo said. Me and him I was going with him to open for him on some fucking, I think it was like Wise Guys no, it wasn't Wise Guys. It was
Wise Crackers.
It wasn't even a club. It was like a mafia themed restaurant, like an hour and a half in Indiana. And we were driving there because Lebo was like, I'll give you $100. I'm like, and it's Lebo. I love him. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I was like, I just started saying no to some of that company's shows. And I was like, what's your barometer on like taking those? And he goes, here's what I do. He goes, I look at how much they're paying and how far it is, and I think if someone offered me a briefcase with that much money in it, would I drive to go pick that up?
So
and if
funny.
the answer is no, I don't do the show. And I was like, that's a great idea.
That's
dude.
so
honestly
good,
because the
dude.
show it doesn't matter at all. They'll never see you again. You just take the money and run. That's
and
all it is.
the place especially those one-nighters, like the people running the bar and the staff, like they haven't seen anybody from that company maybe ever.
No, you can do anything.
Yeah, and like they don't. Oh man,
and the bar is low. They've never seen entertainment in their
Incredibly
lives.
low.
You have a punchline. They're like, "Holy shit! How did you get through that sentence?"
Right.
They can't believe it. They can't believe it's amazing.
Also, you were there when Laugh Factory just started, right? Like, what was
that 2010?
I don't know.
Was the vibe? I feel like the
Maybe
vibe.
2012.
I feel like if I was there and when a new club was opening up, I feel like the vibe would have been like crazy. Like, were people like amped as shit? Like, what was what was the kind of what were people talking about?
Because that space used to be the Lakeshore Theater, which was like the closest thing to like alt shows. Like, so like I saw Bill Burr there, like Jeannie and Garofalo would play there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they do like smaller, like it was like same people.
It was like the Den Theater.
It was like, so it was a really run down. It was like the bar was in the same place that it is now, and then the theater space itself was like a movie theater. So it was movie theater seats.
Oh, weird.
In the whole place, and it was like real. You could sneak booze in there. Like it was like a flop house almost. And then that finally closed, and we were all bummed. And then they try to like tear that building down and turn it into like I guess like the Lakeview Chamber of Commerce wanted to keep that as like a potential performance space.
Yeah.
So then finally they like left it alone for a while, and then that's when Jamie bought it.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, everyone was stoked.
Did the Laugh Factory smell like piss from the get-go?
I don't think so. I think they just
love you, Laugh Factory, but it does smell like piss.
The carpets just really absorb and then don't dry.
How wildly competitive did it feel immediately? About like
very much.
It was like a weird
big time, and there was like there was a handful of like people that aren't even around. I forget most of their names, but there was like a few charlatans that came out of the woodwork. That was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Right.
I've never seen seen him once
and
in 5
like,
years.
I've been doing comedy for 10 years.
And then they were able to like,
they were getting spots
kind of
early,
like,
yeah.
you know, hoodwink a couple people into like, I forget this one guy's name. I remember it now. I kind of want to say it.
Say it. We can
say
bleep it out later.
All right. It's who? His name's
doesn't matter.
Scott Long. Did you ever know that guy?
Oh yeah, I do.
I think he was just
He's
like
from
a rich
Indiana.
kid. No, I think he was from Hinsdale. He was like a rich kid that like
Scott Long,
he was. I think he was able to like place himself because then I saw him like interviewing Blackhawks players, but like he couldn't interview himself out of a paper bag. Like it was like,
Oh, wow.
it was, and then he was getting a ton of spots there. It was very weird.
and he was terrible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe bleep the name. I don't know.
No, that's fine.
It really does. It's like because so many clubs have so much like turnover, like with bookers. And everything. It is pretty great that Curtis has been able to stay there.
Oh, that was the best thing that ever
We
happened was
love
Curtis. Like, first of all, working even under Emily, and then when Emily left, we were worried that Jamie was gonna hire a new manager because like I had to like re-audition 3 times. They fired a GM like the first few years in a row.
Oh, Jesus
And they would-
Christ!
I would go from getting like regular paid spots every week to none when a new manager started, and then have to like redo the fucking 5-minute thing.
sucks,
Like it
yeah.
was. And it was like kind of one of those things where you kind of have to. I feel like it never stops in this business.
You
You just have to
always-
swallow your pride.
Yeah,
And
you
just
just
fucking
have
do
to
it.
keep.
You're like, all right, do I want
Was
to
the
be spots here?
audition during the open mic too? That's
Maybe. I
what
think
they
it
made
might
me
have been.
audition. They used to have that Wednesday open mic at 5 or 6 p.m.
Dude, Jamie used to come and watch.
Yeah, he came when I
Yeah.
was there.
And,
And then
like,
when I
sit with you.
started, like you had to sign up the week before, wait an hour outside, then you got a spot the next week to do an open mic for 10 audience members in a 300-person venue.
And he would give you notes on your set that were psychotic.
yeah, because he's like an
I had
old
this one
Persian
bit,
dude.
and it was like then you do like a 10-minute spot in front of him.
Yeah, in front of 10 audience members.
yeah,
again.
yeah. And then that was like whether or not you got passed. And I had this bit about like a hatchet where I like found a hatchet in my apartment when I moved in, and it's a 3-minute bit. And I was sitting with Jamie afterwards. He's like, I like that hatchet bit. He's like, I want to see you do more on the hatchet. He's like, I want to see next time maybe like you do like 20 minutes on the hatchet. And he goes, you could be. He's like, I've never seen that before. He's like, you could be like the hatchet comedian. He goes, maybe you could do a bit where you're out to dinner at a restaurant and you take your hatchet out at the table and you make everyone at the table touch your hatchet. I was just like, totally, dude.
Writing it down. Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's great. Thank you so
Oh
much.
my
Gaffigan's
God.
the hot pocket guy. You could be the hatchet guy. Absolutely.
Oh my God!
That is the advice people give you who don't do comedy is amazing.
Truly.
When people offer you a story after a show, they're like, "My uncle got drunk one time," and you're like, "Yeah, I'll talk about that next time."
Cool. Your uncle sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah,
How's he doing? He's been dead for a long time.
As a native, was it hard for you? To
native
to
Chicagoan.
make the leap out here? Because I felt like I think it took me a little longer than maybe I would have liked to get out of here. Because I think it's just I just really every time I go back, it is home. It always will be.
Yeah,
like
whole family. I think it definitely made the leap way longer.
Because there are so many comics there who are truly amazing. That it's where you're from, man.
People don't realize how much talent there is in Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Some
tons.
people who probably will never leave, but they're great.
Right.
Yeah.
They're
I also wanted to say longer. Like, there part of me wanted to like make this. I don't know. Like, I loved like how much the scene was growing, and like not that like I wanted to necessarily do anything to like contribute to the community, but like with my show and like I just loved. I don't know. I always hated that Chicago loses all of its talent to the coast pretty frequently, just because you have to, because there's no like not enough industry there, but. I don't know. I'd like part
you
of me.
wanted
I think
to stay and kind of like prove
and,
you
like,
could make
for
it
sure.
yeah.
And then like then you that was which was foolish, because
I
it's
don't
still
think-
like no It was weird. Like there was never like I don't know. Like I wanted to like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I want to stay longer and so there you go.
Yeah, it would take multiple classes of people to say no. We're all stay. It would take like 40 comics who are all 5 to 10 years in being like, we're not moving.
I think I think it still would be people going back and reestablish. Like I think you'd still have to leave. Like anybody who's like huge right now is because they're all not in Chicago.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
of course,
no one is like chilling unless they like.
But Hannibal
got
came
huge.
back. Like if everyone came back like him, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it would. That's what it would take, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Because there's just not enough stage time. It's not as big of a city as New York. You're just not going to get as much
Right.
stage time.
I
ever.
always wonder why the people from like who are now in LA, like how I don't know how they if they were Chicago, they went to New York, then LA, how they keep getting, or how they stay getting up and stuff like that. Like
LA,
I wonder like how Stelling gets up all. I guess like she does the road every weekend, but you're like,
she's on the road
but I heard about like the LA grind is like you'll do like 3 or 4 spots a week, maybe 3 spots a week.
I'll never live in LA. If I do, kill me. I can't.
Well, if you have a job there, I feel
if you have a writing job, sure, but like just to do stand up, never. No way.
It's hard.
No way.
I don't know how. Unless you're like a super famous.
You're
like I'm on every show.
Yeah, a store regular, sure,
right.
but there's like 12 of them. So and they are named Bill Burr mostly.
Yeah. Have you guys? I've never done LA. Have you guys done stand up in LA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How are the crowds?
They're good.
They're fun.
They're not amazing.
No, they're different. You know,
they want a famous person to be on stage. If they haven't seen you, they're like, "Why are you on?"
Usually there is on the same show.
Exactly.
And then you're going after them.
They'd rather see
it's me from Chicago.
They'd rather see an actor doing their 8th set than me do my polished 10-minute set.
That's exactly right.
That's what they want to see. They want to see like. I don't know. I can't think of an act like Zoe Zelda, whatever.
Yeah, somebody who used to be on Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah. They want to see Frankie Muniz do a set. That's what they want to see. Exactly. Like the lady who was just the Bachelorette is doing stand up in LA now.
Really?
Katie,
I bet she's killing it.
I saw clips. She's terrible, but everyone goes viral.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you like you'll go to an open mic and you'll see like a legit like Sports Illustrated model who's just like, I want to try. Yeah, it's like
their stand-up is their backup plan in LA.
Or not even they're just like, let's try this. It's like let's taking a crochet class.
It's like a hobby.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Or they're like, my manager told me I should get into this. And
right.
You're just like, okay.
Or if people already have a reach or a draw, and then again, like that's one of the reasons why the comedy boom in the 80s happened, because it was like if you had a TV set, people were just like, I just want to see the guy from the box that you know what I mean? And
we're kind of doing the same thing now with like an Instagram reel or basically,
yeah.
Damn, that's
your reels are fucking popping, dude. That must feel awesome.
It's all right. It's good. It was when we were talking about earlier, it was like the same when we were talking about like people blowing up, after like a year, like around this time last year, like Alex and I both were like, all right, because we were both like hate social media and we're like not posting any fucking clips. And I was just like, I just don't want to do it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't like being on social media. And like, it was like a New Year's resolution. We're like, all right, we're going to post 1 a week. And I almost like wanted it to fail. Yeah. I'd like, see, I did 1 a week and fucking nothing happened. And then I got like 40,000.
I know. Yeah.
Like, all right, it works.
Yeah. But you put in the work. You have an hour that
every joke that you put
other people.
Those are all, I was just digging through some of them are new from here, but like at first it was just like digging through old clips that were just sitting on my laptop.
Has that made you want to like, I know you said like Jeff's like a road dog, but have it made you like want to get out a little bit more?
Definitely, for sure. And I'm like trying to put something together like as soon as possible kind of for this year. I mean, I feel like everything between now and March is probably full.
You can April. I'm doing April right now.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Well, how's your between your following and like road? Have you noticed like a bump in
the tickets have gone up. The last like month and a half has been really good. I've started like selling out little like 80, 90 person room, but it feels cool. The last like a lot of I went big on Republican Instagram.
Nice. Oh yeah, dude, really funny.
A lot of like Patriot Mama 45s are following me
that are just they're not quite in on the joke.
They don't quite get. I'm like kind of mocking them, and they don't quite get that. And I love you. Thank you for listening, but I'm not on your team entirely. But like, and then I posted a joke that was like vaguely supporting Joe Biden. I lost 800 followers in a day.
Oh yeah.
They jumped ship immediately. They're like, oh, this is not who we thought he was.
Let's go, man.
That's what happened on a like larger scale to like Gillis. Like people like that would come to his shows. Apparently, Shane Gillis like were just like, because him getting fired from SNL brought out this insane right wing kind of.
Oh yeah, they're like, he said the words we love.
Who were like, fuck cancel culture, you rock, and he's like, okay, like. Relax.
Yeah, I don't like Trump.
Oh, did he lose a lot of followers for saying he didn't like Trump?
He's still so
doing great.
massive.
Yeah,
but I think he's like, I think the way he puts it, he's like, yo, chill.
Chill. Man, I saw him at the Cellar the other night. He is so funny.
He's really funny.
He's like the funniest comedian.
He's great.
He might be my favorite comedian now.
Nice.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he crushes.
He crushes. Effortlessly.
Is he
doesn't do any crowd work, just straight jokes, crushing.
Is he on the lineups or is he a drop-in guy now?
He's on the lineups. He's on the lineups. Yeah.
I wonder.
But people know him. Mm-hmm. They say his name and it's like a celebrity.
I wonder because it is at some point. It's like it's crazy how big of a rise. But like it's like if he's on the lineup, he shouldn't he be getting a certain amount of the tickets? Like, how does that work out?
Oh, well, at the cellar, it sells out pretty much every show.
It wouldn't
90% of shows.
Because I know now it's like what's interesting is like New York Comedy Club, they have like Schultz go in.
And those are sold out immediately every time.
So it's like if you're Schultz or if you're his team or whatever, it's like, are you negotiating like a ticket thing?
I think he's good on money.
Yeah.
And like it's like not. You know what I mean? It's him being like, hey, you're booked for 10 minutes, but if you do 30, we don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
so we'll put you on the.
Yeah.
I think he made $30 million on his special, so I think he's fine.
Yeah,
I don't think he's worrying about the ticky tack of that.
No,
I
guess
extra 160 on top of this.
Can you do a door deal?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just like, wouldn't you rather just be a drop-in then than have your face on the?
Well, he wants his fans there because they're more likely to like his material, of course.
But then wouldn't you be worried about burning material when you're going on the?
I think burning material. You're working it out, and burning material is like a very overrated thing. I don't really think it's
people
real.
that come from your.
You turn it over crazy.
I turn it over, but I still tell the jokes I post on Instagram, and I've never seen it matter.
Okay, nice.
Like if a joke goes really viral, I probably won't tell it. But if it just does regular, I'll keep telling it.
Yeah.
No one remember. We see so much shit on our phones.
And also, it seems like I bet that if you do an hour-long set and then you do the joke that they saw you from, they must be pumped to see that
They're
joke live.
excited.
They are. There's a lot of times people have come up to me after shows and be like, I really wanted you to do this joke. And it's like when they've seen 100 times, or like however many times they want to watch it on Instagram.
We get tired of jokes after 1 or 2 times. They don't.
And I feel like they're like, not only am I tired of it, but I feel like they're going to be like, this fucking hack loser. You can't even, And I'm like, well, it's my jokes.
They don't think that way usually.
It's just in your head. I feel like they would want to.
I saw Birbiglia do when I first started comedy, and he like did an encore. He's like, "What joke you guys want to hear?" And they just shot out the Eckersley story.
Gaffigan still does that.
Yeah,
he does like requests. He does like an encore request thing, and he almost always does. People always want Hop Out because he's like, I do it all the time.
He does it, and they've heard it 50 times. They don't care at all.
Slop it up,
Those
dude.
fucking pigs.
Yeah, Kreischer still does the machine.
Oh, for sure, absolutely,
every time.
Well, yeah, the Eagles are always going to play Hotel California.
Is that like a good?
Oh, that's like that's what he blew up on.
Oh, really?
Right? It's like a story of him thinking he's part of the Russian mafia. It's a great story.
Okay.
It's really fun. Check it out.
The story is like in short form. It's he's on a school trip in college for Florida State, and he like befriends the mob, the Russian mafia, on a train, and they like. And like, there's like apparently the mob is actually doing wild shit on the train, and there's like a big, he becomes like drinking buddies with them. So when like shit hits the fan, like they literally are like, his teachers are worried about him, and they're like, oh my god, like is he okay? And then like these big mob guys are like, this is the machine, like he can drink. He's like drinks. It's like that's kind of the whole
nice.
gist of it. Yeah,
that's great.
I heard he doesn't get hangovers,
which is wild.
He's one of those people with that.
How do you deal with
gene.
hangovers?
I mean, they can be rough.
Because you're a machine too.
I mean,
I can't keep up with you. I can't.
We're pumping the brakes.
We're pumping the brakes. You had a glory day.
Exactly.
Taking a little
my roommate
break.
doesn't get hungover. My roommate Pat.
Is he young? Like, how young is he?
28.
Yeah. I mean,
Still,
he'll that's kind of when it starts.
I hope so, man.
The bad ones.
I'm jealous, man. Like he's just like, because he'll get like.
Flannery claims the same thing. He's like, I don't get hangovers.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I heard it's a genetic thing though. Well, in his show, Sean Flannery did a show about drunk, and he said there's a gene people have that if you don't get hangovers, 90% of those people become alcoholics.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the hangover is what keeps us from being alcoholics.
Right.
If I didn't get hungover, I'd be drunk every second of the day.
Yeah, it'd be so
I would
fun.
never stop drinking.
It'd be great.
That's the only reason I don't drink.
Yeah,
I don't care about
for Rhabdo, but
yeah, Rhabdo too.
I wonder if that's like you hear that shit about like was it like Keith Richards?
I don't know what story you're talking, so I don't know.
He's the
Guitarist for
Rolling
the
Stones.
Yeah.
Apparently he he drinks the whole night and he wakes up and runs 8 miles. He's been doing it for 50
Some people
years.
swear by that, like sweat it out or like whatever.
Yeah, but still, it's like, what are you, 75 years old? You can drink the whole night.
Also I'm sure the running gets you in better shape to then deal with the alcohol better. I'm sure it's a
True.
cyclical thing. It all feeds each other.
Probably.
You're running 8 miles a day. Your body has a higher metabolism and stuff.
It's just like it's functioning at a much higher level than someone who's just like literally sitting around boozing.
Yeah, you drink, you sit around all day until you drink again. It's gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Maybe we should start running in the morning. I'm off of booze forever, so it doesn't matter. Off 10 days.
I can't drink beer until February 14th. That's mine and Jeff's.
You can't drink beer.
I'm gonna try to give it a couple months too. I might try to cruise it through.
I feel amazing. I hate to say it. I wanted it to suck.
I know it feels. It good.
Only is bad when I'm around. When I had a little dinner with Alex, a couple other people, and they were drunk. That did suck. Not to have a beer, but otherwise at a show, I feel amazing. I'm quicker on stage. Yep. My joke writing's been better.
Waking up not hungover is so.
It's pretty awesome.
Amazing.
It's brilliant. It feels like a cheat code.
Yeah.
Well, that's why like anytime throughout that you got to like commit to a month, because then like anytime I'm like I'm gonna quit drinking for a couple weeks, and you make it like 6 days, you're like I feel amazing. Let's go get fucked
exactly.
up.
That's all I want to do. I just want a beer. Yeah, exactly. You don't realize how much like it's not even getting drunk every night. Just having like 3 beers fucks you up.
Oh, for sure.
And that's just it just adds up.
Dude, last year I kept it going to like the maybe second week of February. And then I was opening for Chris. Chris Red was doing a show at Tulane, and we went down to New Orleans for like one night. It was like a Wednesday night.
Oh God.
Flew in Wednesday. We're flying out Thursday. And do you remember Mike Polino?
No.
He used to bartend at the Green Mill, and then he had that place Hi Hat Club where there used to be
I've been to Hi Hat.
Yeah. So that was his bar.
Oh, okay.
But he moved to New Orleans a few years ago, and he bartends down there now. And I hit him up after the show, and I was like, "Hey, I'm in New Orleans." And I was like, when I was going down there, I'm like, I haven't drinking like 6 weeks. I'm like, New Orleans like my favorite city in the world. I'm like, I'll have a couple pops. You know what I mean?
Just a couple.
And then I hit up Polino. I'm like, hey, I'm in New Orleans. He's like, I'm gonna take you to the dirtiest bars in New Orleans. And we were out to like. Yeah, I got home at like 6. I got to the hotel like 6 a.m.
And then just went to the flight.
I also got, I got punched in the face at one point. I made the flight. My flight wasn't until like 2, thank God. But like, yeah, I was like, I'll have a couple drinks. 6 a.m. I was breaking up a fight. There was some guy that we had been hanging out with that was part of Polino's kind of scumbag crew. And we were like going to another bar, and this guy started something with some other guy, and I tried to break it up, and the other guy punched me in the face. And we ended up hanging out with the guy that punched me in the face. I was like, New Orleans is the best. I was in the cab on the way to the airport the next day. I was like, man, I have like a bad tooth. So I was like, is that my tooth? I was like, oh my God, I got punched in the face. Man, it was crazy, dude.
New Orleans is wild. I love that city.
Dude. I would die if I lived there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can't live there.
It's my favorite city.
That's once every 2 years you go there. Have you been there, Drago?
I've got to go.
You never been there?
Never
I
been.
thought you played basketball or something there. Sometime. I guess there's no college.
I've heard the food there is just
it's next level.
Out of
it's
this
crazy.
world. Yeah, Cajun food's amazing.
But be a good place to go, like, but you and Alex probably have gone there or whatever. I would take like a girlfriend. I feel like that'd be a good
Gotta
trip.
get the girlfriend first.
I'm off Hinge for a while.
He's off Hinge, ladies.
Wow.
I just got
Blonde community weeps. I got lost one of their warriors.
I have to relax. One of the cavalry is down.
Were you dating too much?
I just taking
he got addicted to the swiping.
I found myself not only going on like one or maybe like one date a week or something like that, but I was just talking to these so many, because it's such a dopamine hit to like.
What he's saying is he was popular on the app. He was popular.
I was just like, I was all my time was, and dude, the women in the city are gorgeous. So you're just like,
it's capital of the world, dude. New York City.
I'm just like, this was my whole life, or like my whole, like, I feel like I was here for 4 months and just being like, she's hot. I was too much.
So you were just juggling too many babes. You were like, this stops today.
I know it sounds like, but it was just literally like, it was.
Well, that's exactly what you're saying. It's not like you're not implying anything. You're just telling us.
It sounds lame to say out loud, but it's true. It's true.
You had too much pussy on your hands and you fumbled the bag. And your act got a little weak. We saw it. You were hanging out. Saw it. I saw you do a set. Everyone's hanging out afterwards. He's like, I gotta go on a date. No.
Yeah.
How are these dates? Are you paying on all these dates, or are you splitting?
Yeah. That adds up too.
Yeah, you're picking up the whole check every time. I've never been on an app.
Never. Oh, because you met Alex. What? How long ago was that now?
It's a little over 7 years.
Oh, that was about when the apps. I feel like came out.
I feel weird not pay, like I couldn't split a first date.
No, you have to pay
all
the
these
first
girls
date.
make so much more than me too. So
I think that's wrong of them not to. You're like, I'm a comedian and I route trucks from Alabama.
I have 11 roommates.
Yeah,
and we're.
She's like, how about you get this?
Yeah, we're at this really like swanky bar, like whatever in Gramercy. I'm just like, I got it.
Yeah, we just closed a deal with Apple. You pay for it.
Yeah,
it's like, okay.
So, but it does feel weird to just be like, oh, what do we?
Are we doing
splitting
whole
this.
dinners? Or are we doing just drinks? What are we doing?
drinks,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You can't
I
get
could-
dinner on a first date.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
No,
That's
I don't
weird.
think so. I think that's odd.
It is weird.
You get fries maybe at most.
I've never been on a date. I've never been to dinner with somebody that I didn't know already.
No, you
I've never
can't.
been like, oh, hey, we're doing dinner.
Dude,
at a-
some
'Cause
of
you don't
the-
know how they eat.
Yeah,
true.
some of these Hinge dates could be fucking awful, man. You know?
So is Hinge the one that's like it links you with people? There's like mutual friends involved.
It used to be that
No,
way. That's
no,
how it
yeah,
started,
okay.
but no longer. It's
Okay.
just a regular dating app now,
Yeah,
basically.
it's a little bit more like you fill out a. It's a little bit more.
It seems to be the leading one. Everybody
You
that's
have
on
to
the apps
show
right
a
now.
little bit of your personality. Tinder's just like, do you want to fuck me? Basically.
Is Tinder over? I feel like I only hear people talk about Hinge now.
No, Tinder's still probably number one still,
Okay.
but Hinge is the cool one. I
Gotcha.
don't know. Drag would know more than I do.
I was a Hinge and Bumble guy. Tinder felt a little. That's like where
Well,
Carney.
no, Raya is the cool one.
Raya's the one you have to be
cool one.
asked to join.
Yeah.
But Raya, I heard like people are so cool that they just won't match, and nobody like hangs.
Nobody
like,
actually
people.
fucks at all.
It's just famous people being like, "Oh, that's cool, we match," but like not.
I want to see you on Fet Life, Alex.
What's Fet Life?
That's where you. That's like for fetish communities.
Ooh.
I would love to see you get fucking tied down by a little dominatrix.
But the women on Hinge have been great, but I'm off. I'm off,
Taking a break.
dude. I had some vodka sodas on Sunday. I almost re-downloaded.
I mean, it's
Just-
probably.
yeah,
I'm sure it's like just in the cloud, dude. All your settings are gonna be
Oh,
there.
it's there. Oh, you're still getting matches as we speak.
That's the thing. So the longer I hold off, the more the likes go up, and you're just like,
You're
then
gonna
you
have
look at it.
100 women just waiting. Oh, Alex, why aren't you responding?
People are gonna be like, please.
please, let me climb the tree.
All right, guys, we gotta wrap.
We gotta
this
wrap
bad
it. What
boy
time
up.
is it? Oh shit, we do have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys got
this
shows
is
tonight?
I
Yeah.
think Drago has a show.
Going
What
to
is it?
the show at the Graham.
Oh, Just Come.
Just Come.
Great
Pamela
show.
Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Fun
Yeah.
show.
With
Kendall
Kendall,
Farrell.
yeah. Hell yeah, I
Kendall,
love Kendall.
great. I love Kendall. Pamela's great. Okay, this has been episode 59. 59 if you're in. Oh, actually do the plugs first. Sorry. What do you got to plug, Aunt Maddie? What's your Instagram?
Man.
What shows?
Instagram. Hey, Matty Ryan. Shows. I help out with that CYSK every Wednesday at the Gutter.
See,
I'm on it tomorrow night.
in my opinion, one of
Come
the best
by.
shows in New York City. Gutter Bar every
Thanks,
week at what,
thanks for
8
having
or
me.
9?
I love. I mean, here's full disclosure. I don't listen to any podcasts, but on Instagram, I follow you guys on Instagram. Both you guys individually and the podcast, and I always love these clips.
The clips.
Thank you.
are
Thank
great.
you.
I love them.
Thank
I always.
you. I
Usually
love-
when I see I just scroll faster, but when you guys, I'm like, this.
We
is
love
good.
to
It's good
hear
every
that.
time. Gold every
Thank
time. I
you.
love
That's
it.
why we'll have him back.
Can't
That's
wait.
why
He's
we'll
back,
have him
baby.
Yes.
Drago, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, you know I'm at the Tiny Cupboard January 27th.
Let's
so.
go.
No, he
That's
is.
the tiny cover. Where? Wait, so this is next. Chicago Comedy Bar, January 20th, 21st, and 22nd at the Comedy Bar. Please come.
Oh, you're there? In a couple weeks.
Yeah, a
Nice.
couple
Hell
weeks.
yeah.
Coming back to Chicago. This was episode 59 of You're an Idiot. 59 episodes, N-word free. Only 41 more till the big party.
Yeah, baby.
We doing the big party in Little Rock, Arkansas. You all know this. Matty has no
Really?
idea what we're talking about. We'll explain this to you later.
Okay.
Having a big party, 100th episode, Little Rock in October, I think we calculated it is. Thank you for listening. Join the Patreon. Oh, wait, we didn't say the new tier in the Patreon, Alex. The new tier. What's happening with the new $3 tier? Remember?
No.
God, he doesn't. Okay, I'll do it, I guess. We're having a new thing in the Patreon. If you're in the $3 tier, the idiot tier, you can listen to the episodes 2 days early. We're adding that as an extra perk if you want to join the
Nice.
Patreon.
I get homework on this
That's
show.
good. He gets homework, and let me tell you, he never completes it. I see why you had to be a basketball player to graduate from college, is all I'm saying.
I could shoot the piss out of the ball.
Join the Patreon. Good night and good luck, everyone.
Dude, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, man. This was great.
Maddie, thank you.